Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the CORSAIR DreamLeague Season 9. I'm Odie Pixar. I'm here with Fogged, and we are halfway, or a third of the way, through a series, the second series of the day, of course being Suicide Team versus that of Team Spirit. Team Spirit, of course, leading the way. They managed to take game one. They had some pretty nice plays. They had a third pick Legion Commander, and they made it work, Fogged.
They did make it work. And you know what else? What worked? My prediction.
We will. Let's get that out. Right. I've got a bit of a forest in the way, so hopefully I don't break the set whilst I do this.
It's falling.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This.
We lost a fern. We lost one fern. We'll get it. We'll get it back.
Okay.
It's okay.
Let's get this chalkboard out, boys.
We're gonna run out of chalk really quickly.
No, we're good. Right. So you are getting another point.
I get another point.
Fogg got it right.
And you lose a point.
No, that's not how it works. There we go.
Nice.
As you can see, as the scores stand, Fogg with 3 correct predictions, me with 1. You know, I got to make sure that Fogg looks good at the start. I don't want him to feel too bad about things. So, you know, I got to throw a few predictions. So.
It's okay. You'll get them back.
Oh well. So
it's the early part of the season.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we are just waiting on the teams to be ready for game 2. Team Spirit did look a little tighter in game 1. They had a pretty free PL game, as we saw. Illidan absolutely nailed it. What do you do if you are Suicide Team going into game 2 when you've seen Illidan do that?
They switch. One sec, sorry. They switch sides now.
Oh, okay, we're gonna.
I'm gonna fix that up really quick for you. Here you go. Team Suicide Team over here, and Empire over here. What do you do to fix this?
What do you do to fix the PL?
I think
just ban the PL, or
as much as I think the Naga actually might have been the MVP of the game for Suicide Team, I actually did not like where he started in the lane.
Okay,
I actually think he didn't do anything in top. I think it was just like blank. It's like, okay, the Razor in a 1v1 versus Legion can do just fine. The Naga doesn't really do too much up there. So I felt like if he'd been pressuring bottom, they could have enabled their Omni more, and they could have shut down the PL, as well as shut down the support levels. That was another big thing for me. Team Spirit, both their supports hit 6 like 10 minutes, or flat at 10 minutes, while the Naga and the Rubik were like level 4. So I think distributing their experience on the supports is really important, which will happen if you move the lanes around. So we'll see what adjustments they make. I think they definitely had a chance to come back in that game once we saw like that Roche kind of situation happening. It looked like Spirit made a couple of mistakes, but Illidan was the big driving factor. So I think, yeah, pressure Illidan, especially if he has that type of hero, would be a good note.
Yeah, I think, you know, it sort of went to show the fact that they were still able to take fights. Being behind, you kind of have to ask the question, if they were sort of coming out of the laning stage, had a bit of a more level heading, things certainly could have been different. If they were winning fights like that when they were behind, imagine if they were at sort of a similar place in terms of net worth, and there wasn't that 12-minute diffusal blade on the PL, which, as we saw, caused quite an issue in those mid-game fights, where Illidan was just turning up. He was able to clean up hero after hero, and as we said, not many heroes they had to sort of hold him back. He was just doppelgangering about. They didn't have the right sort of lockdown for a PL. It's like easy game. The
Razor too, Dai. I thought the Razor played pretty well. I just thought, you know, he's a Razor in this game. It does take him time to be able to stand up versus a PL, and then, you know, at one point he sure got ran over, but his itemization was pretty decent. It takes more time. He's not a Razor versus like a Lifestealer, or a Razor versus Sven, or Razor versus one of those melee carries. There's a PL. He can doppel away. Sure, the Link follows for a couple seconds, but it's not the same thing where you can just chase him down and punish him inside the team fights. You get handled by illusions as a Razor. So adjustments, ban PL.
Absolutely.
Razor.
Well, we have got game 2 starting off relatively nice and smoothly for you beautiful viewers at home. So you don't have to wait around much longer to start seeing what's coming up, as we are getting ourselves in. Still just only on the first ban, so it'll be up on your screens momentarily.
Same bans though. Look at this.
They've opened with the Coddle
Doom by Spirit.
Coddle Doom.
So,
Coddle Doom.
I mean, these teams definitely know each other quite a bit. BZZ and Illidan played together for a long time. They've all played together back and forth.
I've also been informed apparently that Shashlo is a bit of an amazing Brood player. So that is one of the reasons why we're seeing Brood banned against him. It's the Shashlo Brood that they're worried about. We'll see if it does get banned out. Again, this game so far, not going to be the case. Omni is actually going to be taken out by Spirit at the start. Didn't beat them in the last game, but caused some issues. They were able to do all right against him in the lane, but it's an Omni. He still gets a lot out of it, and there were sort of those plays towards the mid-game that were sort of stopping Team Spirit win all those fights. As we saw, Suicide Team were able to win some of the team fights.
Yeah, I think you're bang on there. It's like, yeah, the Omni just made it a little bit too difficult. Even though they were so far ahead, it's like, crap, we actually have risks of losing some of these fights because of this hero. So yeah, get rid of him, draft a little better. So I'm assuming, what, they'll ban out... Oh,
They banned the AA.
They banned AA.
Okay, a bit of a different one. That is going to lead them into a Witch Doctor first pick. So interesting by Spirit. Whoa. They themselves not wanting to take the Naga Siren. So, Naga Siren.
Naga Disruptor?
Naga Disruptor. Naga, I mean, yeah, I get Naga Disruptor. I think you're right. I think you just go Naga Disruptor.
You got to get it, right? Yeah. It's just the easiest combo to get. Oh, that's why they banned the AA. Okay.
Okay. I mean, okay, so heavily prioritizing that Death Prophet pick, as you say, with the third stage AA ban, second pick Death Prophet. Yeah.
Interesting. So these teams just really, really like Death Prophet, because even in the last game, or in the last series we saw played, they took it out. Where the hell is Naga's all at the bottom? I keep forgetting. I'm going to put this one actually in a better spot because it gets picked every game.
Oh, and talking about getting picked and banned in games, we saw it banned last game. Spirit know that if they want Illidan to play it, they had to pick it early. The Chaos Knight picked up second pick for Team Spirit.
What? That early, though?
I mean, it was banned last time.
It was banned last time, but I don't think that's a second pick hero, guys.
10 seconds.
I mean, Illidan has played it. I know it's one of his favorite heroes and all, but...
And we didn't think the Legion Commander was a third pick hero, but they made it work.
That one is a bit more.
But you think this is a bit more sort of what?
This is a little bit what? Yeah, especially into DP too, who can do quite well. And there's still heroes like Brewmaster and Dusa and stuff like that that you have to watch out for. So I'm assuming they might actually have to ban out both of them, because Brew, the Dispel, pretty much one-shots the illusions.
Yeah, the Brew is a surefire ban.
I think you have to ban Brew, and I mean the Dusa too. Dusa's, you just go Aghanims, and CK is not really a hero every time he ults. You just throw the snake, and the snake insta-kills it. So there's the Dusa ban.
Okay.
And Suicide
Team banned the Brew for them.
Okay, I don't know why Suicide banned I don't have no idea why Suicide Team would ban the Brew there.
That's a bit of a thinking.
Yeah. What? Why would they ban the Brew when they've got their versus CK? Do they just not play it?
I mean, the Brew, I guess, still a strong hero, and
but they've got the first pick out of the.
They do have the first pick out of the bat, but I guess maybe they just don't want to play it. Maybe they don't.
But it's like the hard counter.
I mean, they don't think so.
But that's proven.
I mean, I don't think so.
All right, well, I guess they just don't want to play it.
Yeah,
sure. That's fine.
Yeah, I think that must be it. You know, as you say, it's still a good hero again. I mean, not necessarily against their heroes, but it's still a good hero, you know, regardless of what else you're drafting.
Okay, well, I mean, what's done is done. So now, Spirit, of course, they took out that Deuce that we mentioned, and then they take out a Terrorblade because same concept. You pop Reflection, the Reflection illusions kill the CK.
5 seconds
yes.
remaining.
Yeah, I mean, any stage of the game as well, you know, CK, you're full in on physical. And it's going to be a very high armor on the Terrorblade. And
precisely.
All right, so if you are the side of Suicide Team now, as you say, you know that CK has come out of the second pick. What are you picking to match up against it? Or you've still got the second support pick. Is there any other hero that is incredibly good against CK?
Those are actually the three big ones.
Yeah.
Brew, Dusa, and Terrorblade are the three biggest ones for CK. Other ones are... there's a few other ones.
I mean, what about... is Sven still considered sort of a decent matchup?
Sven is okay, yeah. Sven is reasonable, because at least the Warcry is really nice and the Cleave. Both of those aspects are nice.
And are you still just thinking about the setup for the Naga?
That's what I was trying to think for.
Okay, Jakiro. I mean, you're going full in on this push. You've got the DP, you've got the Jakiro.
It took me a second to get my thinking there, but...
What else have you got with this?
Versus CK, one of the best things you can do is not just deal with the hero, is you deal with the illusions. You have lots of AoE stun, because CK's power is not... is like, you don't want to have to build BKB. Because if you have to build BKB, your illusions are still screwed. So if they have Jakiro, if they have, like, let's say, I mean, this isn't not Earthshaker, but something like Earthshaker or Senking, things to just disable and kill those, that's a great way to deal with Phantasm. So.
And as you said, they've got the setup. They've got that Naga Siren.
Yeah, this is good.
We saw it in the previous game. Getting that Meteor Hammer combo, that's already a good AoE setup. Yeah. And as you say, Jakiro to follow up the AoE silence from Death Prophet. As you say, Suicide Team, they've seen that second pick CK, and they're already making a nice sort of lineup to build up against it.
Now here's the debate when Spirit's just like, haha, support CK.
I don't think that's happening. Not with Illidan on the team. There's no way he'd let his support take the CK from him. There's your second support. Or potentially the offlane.
Could be the offlane.
We'll see how Spirit wants to play it. I mean, you've got a couple of int heroes.
Yeah, this is pretty nice.
You've now got sort of that combo breaking hero as well. That can be caught in the AoE and turn things around.
I'm thinking this could actually be the offlaner. Just from watching the way Moon played the last game, I think that this will be his hero. So
it certainly would fit his playstyle from what we saw as his Legion.
Yeah, exactly.
So talking about strong offlaners, Enchantress will be grabbed by Suicide Team.
Okay, so they can take one of the illusions too, and it's just a strong laner. Where's the enchant? E. I'm not good at... Oh, it's in the D section.
And again, another reason why probably the A was banned up. They've got these two heroes, both the DP and the Inch, with these heals. The self-heal on the Death Prophet.
5 seconds remaining.
The Nature's Attendance on the Enchantress, so stuff that can sort of fuel this push that they are going to want to get going with the DP and Jakiro fairly early on. You know, they don't want to get to the stage where the CK has been able to finish off a full heart off the back of an armlet.
Yeah, they want to end it earlier,
yeah.
It does seem, at least with this approach. They can go for like 5 minute, or that like level 6 push-ish around with Enchantress with 5 minutes. You take that second wagon.
Let's see what they want to do here. Who else are they worried about? Spirit. Something else that's going to add to the tempo that Suicide Team are trying to ride.
Does Suicide just go for something like a PL for themselves as their last pick?
I mean, how does sort of the PL match up against the CK? I guess the...
You should be good.
You can kite him and stuff.
You're going to throw your illusions and burn his mana, and CK is very, very vulnerable when you have no mana.
That is true, and very, very low int hero. One of the lowest int heroes in the game, isn't he, CK? He's pretty dumb when it comes to intelligence. I'll take the time here, Spirit. I think, what else do you want to sort of utilize with this sort of global setup, you know, this movement around for Nyx Assassin? Who's going to be moving around with him?
I like Pugna for Spirit if they could somehow fit it in. Very good versus DP, incredible versus Enchantress, but I don't know if they play it or if they would. I mean, they do have the option if they wanted to go for it.
Okay, the Puck.
Okay.
So you have got that sort of silence that you need. You have got that burst that is going to help you take down the Enchantress at most stages of the game. And of course, you've got good ways to utilize the Dream Coil. The Dream Coil with the Rift from Chaos Knight, you can easily proc it. You can easily break the coil with that combo. And also just having Witch Doctor, you know, being able to utilize how well the heroes are going to be grouped up underneath the coil. It's a nice sort of synergy there that the Team Spirit are riding on.
I'm not sure if this... I think the Puck might be offlane and Nyx has support now, but I'll leave it there.
It's going to be a pretty free Puck game in terms of maneuverability, not sort of no sort of instant hexes as such. Sure, there's the silence for the DP, but there is going to be the Yule Scepter pretty early on the Puck. So you've got a lot of things to dance around as the Puck, and you're not going to be worried too much about being caught out.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds.
Puck with CK is nice.
Yeah.
Puck with CK. I think this might...
combo.
There were some of the few situations where it could work. I'm still not crazy about Puck because you need a lot of damage to throw into the coil, but...
Okay. I mean, what do we got as the final ban? Actually, the Void ban from Spirit. So, a bit of an interesting one. I mean, one of the ways you can catch the Puck, but again, I mean, if you go with the Phase Shift Blink, you can get out of the Chrono still. So, a little surprised, but I don't really see how a Void would necessarily... I mean, sure, there's the Void DP that we have seen before today from one of the CIS sides, so I guess... Yeah. And, I mean, who was it? It was Empire. They did Void, Death Prophet, Enchantress, so maybe sort of a CIS tri-core that these teams do like to go to. So Team Spirit realizing that, just breaking it apart. We have seen it already win a game today. They don't want to see it win another.
What's the ILTW hero here to match up versus DP? Do they want something like a Shadow Fiend with a BKB, like a BKB core?
Oh! Invoker, okay.
Whoa, okay, yeah. So
there's...
like we said, the Puck is going to go offlane, explore.
And there's a hero as well that is going to be able to work off the back of Nyx, moving around, looking for the setup. You've got that global follow-up from the Sunstrike. You have a lot of ways of blowing up the Enchantress, which is going to be absolutely crucial. And also, once you get with the Wex up, you have ways to sort of disable team fights from outside of the range of the song. You have the Tornado to throw in, and again, sort of break down this combo. Buy a little time for your teammates when the song gets laid down, as long as you can keep your distance.
It does look... Spirit's lineup looks very greedy to me. Invoker needs a lot of items, CK needs a lot of items, Puck needs a Blink Dagger to really get so involved here. Nyx Assassin needs 6. I'm not too crazy about their draft right now.
So, I mean, if you're Suicide Team, you need that safe laner. You want something that's sort of going to run with the tempo that you have already. You do need to worry about the CK, though, something that's not going to get shredded to pieces by it.
I think just PL.
Just PL?
I think PL is a great pick here. If not, they could still go for something like a Sven.
The Sven, I mean, again, you are going to need to get that BKB soon because there's a lot of kite potential with the Invoker. I think the PL is definitely feels like the more favored hero for this sort of game. But it's actually going to be more in on the push, so they really want to commit to this. They do grab themselves a Luna. I mean, that Luna's going to have to get a BKB ASAP, otherwise she is going to be blown up. She is going to be absolutely blown up by the combo.
They don't really they don't have a great save for DP either. They have Naga sleep, but they don't have a frontliner on their lineup
yeah, I think
now.
it's just a little...
It's a little awkward now when I look at Suicide Team.
The Luna, I think, is going to be hard to run. We see it a lot of the times, as you say, drafted when you have sort of more confident save. Even like just having an OD on the lineup as well, or the Shadow Demon obviously being the most traditional one. It does seem like a bit of a risky game to sort of throw a Luna into, but hey, Suicide Team can get on top of the lanes. They are going to have this incredible amount of push.
Yeah.
And as it's all going to be about the lanes. We saw in game 1 they did struggle. They didn't get the matchups. They weren't able to sort of use their supports to maximum effect.
Who are you going for?
I am going to have to go with Team Spirit after seeing what they did in game 1. I think their draft's good again. Sure, it's a little greedy, but I think they are just truly the better team.
I'm going with Greed as well.
Yeah.
I like the greedy Invoker. I also just want Invoker to win some games, but I will go for Spirit as well.
Well, let's see what happens, ladies and gentlemen. We'll head into the game. Bam, bam. Here we go. CORSAIR Dream League Season 9, Game 2 of Suicide Team versus Team Spirit. The ILTW Invoker. Let's see
what he can do. I think it's, like I said, I actually think the Dire Draft, I would say, is a bit weaker just because it's Invoker, but if they can get away with the Greed and take it to late stage, they can take it versus Suicide. But I think Suicide Team has a very fast-paced lineup that wants to fight a lot. So, I would... So my brain tells me Suicide Team, but my heart tells me Spirit, because I think Spirit's just a better team overall.
Look at this. Trying to get in on this one. Moon jumping forward. They have the stun onto Meow, but not really any sort of massive lockdown to finish off anything at this stage. But they do manage to bully sort of Suicide Team away from that bottom rune spot, so should be able to grab both down there. But of course that will mean that Suicide Team are just going to grab the 2 top bounty runes without any sort of hiccups from Spirit being thrown their way.
Is Spirit, maybe Spirit's going to position themselves aggro and put the Puck in a 1v1 versus Ench?
Okay,
some movement's going to happen. They want to punish the Luna, and Puck's going to farm, but not incredibly well versus Enchantress. He'll get bullied a bit. Lane's being adjusted. Lane's being swapped. Yeah.
Okay, so who's moving what now? They are going to... Wait, Team Spirit, you say they don't want to go... Well, they do want to go aggressive.
They don't want to go aggressive.
They don't want to go aggressive.
It looked like they did for a moment, but they switched it up very quickly.
Maybe they thought that Suicide Team were going to dodge themselves.
I think maybe that's what they thought. But now it's CK versus an Ench. Not so fun for the CK, of course. But if there's some rotations, they can actually set up for Sunstrike burst kills, which will be very hard versus Enchantress. So Shotglow should have a very good game up here up top.
Now TW is going to have to deal with BZZ and Velo.
He's
going
to
middle lane.
Really struggle. Why'd I go? You made me swing with them, man. You made me go with Spirit now.
Right, you're doubting it.
I'm doubting myself a bit.
I don't know. I think, the mid-game, next Assassin Invoker, there's going to be some free pickoffs across the map if they can find that Luna in the jungle.
Yeah, we'll see. See what happens.
Oh, look at it go.
Well,
I think the CK is going to take way too long to get online is my concern. But we will see how this plays out. Puck versus Jakiro bottom. Putting a lot of pressure onto the Jakiro here.
I mean, he's falling low, this boy. Can Moon commit for this? If he
Orb
fights?
up in 2. No.
Oh, he doesn't want to.
He's got a full wave now, though. And he's now forced the carry to salve his support.
Oh, that's not great.
Not nice.
That is, that's not opportune at all for Suicide Team. They're not going to be happy with that, but they've had to do it.
But they do have, Suicide Team does have the hard camp available to them, and they get the best creep in the world.
And Biver misses the stun. It's a hard stun to hit. We're seeing a lot of Nyx Assassins miss stuns nowadays. It's become a common occurrence. When will it end? Moon. Again, just manning up against this Jakiro. Feeling no fear, feeling confident in the right clicks. Now level 2, he's pretty safe up top. They got the Maledict onto the CORSAIR and dragging him back into the physical damage of Illidan. This should surely be a first blood. There's enough damage. The stun will come through before that final Maledict tick. Is he going to pop? No, level 1 Maledict, not quite strong enough. And now the turnaround's there. Sunstrike, bam! Comes through.
His teammate's Sunstrike.
I think you are definitely reporting Shashlo for that. As
why?
Oh wait, sorry.
That's his teammate's Sunstrike, dude.
I'm so confused. It's been a long day. We traveled, we flew across places.
You know what actually saved the Naga Siren, I'm pretty sure there? The Satyr 5.5 HP regen while he was maledicted. I think that actually was enough.
No one is reporting Shashlo here.
No, don't
just to be clear. You're commending Shashlo. Commend Shashlo.
Commend the Satyr.
Report the Invoker for trying to sunstrike his teammates. It's a good job that friendly fire is off.
He sunstriked so late too, right? They'd already thrown a bunch of stuns. Nah, he was focusing on his mid lane though. It is a bit tough. Those stuns are not really the longest when they're level 1. 1.6. Next stun, you have to do it instantly as soon as the stun comes out. Mid lane now. They're looking to get aggressive here.
I mean, if they get a net, they can give him a good rundown. It's hard though, and IOTW is keeping his distance. That's for sure. Up top, Shashlo coming in for a look on to this Nyx Assassin, but again, they may try and fight into this. They have the stun, Maledict, paralyzing Cask. The Nature's Attendant and the stick charges are going to mean that the Maledict does absolutely nothing at all, though. Now FNG in a bit of trouble as Shashlo getting aggressive, chasing him down with the Satire Tormentor. Will be put off, though, as soon as Illidan moves across on the CK. Starts to back away. Velo's there, though, with the Riptide. Again, keeping Nyx Assassin to back off. FNG falling very low, but they didn't quite have the control or burst to bring him down. And now this Inch is in trouble. Paralyzing Cast, Maledict upon him. They've got the stun, they've got the control. No Nature's Attendant. Shashlo is down this time. Velo moving in onto FNG, trying to find a return kill, but he's not going to quite find it. In fact, the Inch losing her creep as well.
Nice.
So some good money there.
That's a big kill. They can finally get it. But look how much this Enchantress is forcing up here. 3 heroes are up there. And they have to throw everything to try to bring her down. After the Nature's Attendant is down, they have a chance. Mid lane, relatively even. DP's winning as expected, but Invoker's getting a good chunk here. However, there's an Invis-Naga here. File TW steps up too far.
Here we go. Ready to jump. Bam, in with the root. No escape for this Invoker as they have more than enough damage. There you go, get something on the way down at least, I suppose. But that's him down. Top lane, Illidan has the Soul Ring, so this lane gets a little scarier for now for Shashlo, as there is going to be the constant up and ready to go combo of the Chaos Knight when the Ench does enter the lane. Bottom lane, Moon versus this Luna. How are we seeing? 9 for 3 only on the puck and 27 for 9, so it looks like the puck struggling to really put much pressure onto this Luna. Still having a pretty free lane here.
Yeah, the Jakiro's been down there mostly too, so just throwing dual breath and liquid fire, making it very tough for Moon. And Moon next she has to go back to base or pick up a bottle from the side shop in order to continue laning. Or from, you know, the secret shop, whatever. And it will be that.
So as it stands, again, these sort of lanes that we've seen out pretty much every series today, you know, the fact that both of these teams, they have got the technical mechanical skill. No one's going to really get too bullied in lane. It's very, very even. It's all going to be down to the team play, which we did see prove to be pretty strong by Suicide Team in the first game. And middle, the Sunstrike comes through from IOTW. He's trying to turn with the cold snap onto Velo.
Oh, the stun, no.
By finish him off. IOTW stick charges, keeping him alive. He will survive this one. They keep the Invoker safe. The TP in from Byra as well, meaning that neither of these heroes could dive in for more.
Spirit is still falling decently behind. You know, it's early game, it's only 1K, but just on last hits, the 3 lanes are going very well for Suicide. Invoker's going to continue to get punished as well. Sunstrike.
It's on the mark. Can they finish off the kill, though? It doesn't look like it. Velo keeps him back, and with the control, he's ready to come back in with the Riptide. Nicely done there. Good bit of micro from Shashlo. FNG trying to finish off the kill with the Maledict to the paralyzing cast, but it's not going to be enough. Nature's Attendance comes through from Shashlo. Will keep his support safe. Bottom lane, Moon again being forced back. This Luna starting to punch pretty heavy. The Lucent Beam's getting scaled up. Level 3 on them at the moment. And he's got that Eclipse, so Moon has to be very careful how he commits with the Orb. But yeah, these lanes, as you say, Suicide Team doing much better this time round. Up top, Maledict, Sunstrike, paralyzing cast, Shashlo pots the stick charges. Again, will be enough to keep him alive against the Maledict ticks. So still struggling to quite find the kill each time with that combo. What level is the Maledict? Is it still level 1 or has he hit level 3 on the...
It's level 2.
It is level 2, but still not doing quite enough for the side.
So many heals.
Yeah.
The attendants are more than enough. Plus some wand charges and a raindrop to eat through the Maledict too. Definitely a problem. Team Spirit. They've got the greedy lineup, like we said, and they need to stay alive.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's the thing. This is sort of expected early on all top. Missing the combo. Maledict and the Sunstrike off the mark, and without that combination hitting, there's just no way they can kill Shashlo at this stage. He continues to have a pretty free lane. He's nearly hit himself level 6. But yeah, as you say, with the greed of Spirit's lineup, I guess it is expected that they are going to be a little bit behind in the laning stage. They were never sort of going to own the lanes as hard as Suicide Team and do, and now down bottom, Die finding an opportunity. The orb's being used, he sees an opening, he heads in with the Eclipse and the beam, and bam, the puck is out. That's a solo kill that shouldn't have happened.
Yeah, it is 2 full lanes though that 2 full lanes of for Spirit that are just lost based off of principal concept, like just matchup versus matchup. There's no way that Invoker can win that matchup versus DP, and Puck versus Luna after Luna gets a head start is impossible. So it's really going to be up to Illidan to carry the early game for his team to catch back up, because they're going to need a whole lot of catch-up.
And will indeed Invis rune. Picked up by the Naga.
The D-ward adds insult to injury.
Got phase boost now on the BZZ. Top lane Biver still standing by the side of Illidan just in case Shashlo gets in a little too close for comfort. ILTW, how's he doing in the mid? Still suffering. Still that little bit behind, about a 1k difference between him and the Death Prophet.
You know, he was doing great until that gank, actually.
Yep.
He was in a pretty okay spot as the Invoker, but yeah, that'll happen. Once DP gets a couple levels, you start getting the waves just pushing into you, and you're an Invoker. You don't have ways to push the wave out. You just auto-attack kill creeps. So your tower's always getting threatened a little. FNG looks like he wants to position himself for a kill here on 633. They've got the Cask, they've got the Maledict, they've got Cold Snap to follow up.
But he's got the Exorcism out already. Siphon
Pretty
as well,
up,
but oh, with that stun and Sunstrike, that will be enough to pop him.
He got way too cocky. He
really did. Moving behind that tier 1. I mean, sure, there's a Jakiro nearby, but there was no way that he was going to be diving as well with BZZ. That was not the play to happen. Top lane, Shashlo trying to move it on into Illidan. Illidan keeping himself hidden in the tree line. They know that the TPs came in on the mid lane, so they're trying to abuse this carry who's out on his own.
Rotation's coming in though. Phantasm expended. Naga Siren should be dead here with the Sun follow-up. But oh, the Sunstrike off the mark again.
But they'll still get the kill.
FNG's
they will
dead.
lose FNG for in return. Yeah, Shashlo able to, amongst the chaos, take down one of Team Spirit's own.
The power of Enchantress. Bottom, Moon gets solo killed again by Luna. He's desperately trying to get something down bottom, but
this shouldn't be happening though. Giving yourself up as a solo puck to a Luna.
He keeps using orb to last hit, so then he's at risk of dying. And 4k advantage ready for suicide. Man on, I swear to God, you ruined my 100 prediction.
Yeah.
If I listened.
Oh yeah, I went with Empire. My goodness. No, Empire. What? They're not even playing in this. Oh, it's Spirit. What am I on? Well, so as you say, there is the 4k lead. But they went for the greed.
They went for the greed.
They went for the greed.
This is they should know this was going to happen based off their picks. BZZ getting body blocked by FNG. The Cold Snap there. They should be a follow-up stun by Biver. It does connect. There's a Sunstrike as well.
Bam. That's the Death Prophet gone. So we're seeing this 2 times in succession now. BZZ trying to go in mid, getting, having to pay the price for sort of making that mistake because Spirit are there with an answer.
Yeah. But now the game is awkward, right? Now Spirit, they want to position themselves aggressive, so they're going to try to take the tier 1 bottom, but they're going to lose their tower way faster to Suicide Team's lineup. This Luna Enchantress taking the catapult as well. Top tower is going to die with no time. Do they have TPs available? They have TP on 3, 4...
I don't think
4 heroes.
TP into this. I mean, Eclipse is up.
They're just gonna... I meant the other way around.
Oh, okay, sorry. For them TPing back.
If they want to defend bottom, but I think they could actually just continue for tier 2.
I mean, they pushed so quickly with this Luna. There's no doubt about that. And oh, on the side with the Impale and the Sunstrike, they try and go for the Jakiro, but they group up, and now they look to turn. Spike Carapace does come out, but it isn't going to save him. That is going to be a killing spree for Die. This Luna getting massively out of hand. They're trying it on the mid lane. They do jump in with the coil. They have the silence as well. Maledict is down, but after sort of the majority of the burst, so I don't think it's going to be enough to kill this Death Prophet. They try and go back in, but indeed it's not. The Maledict coming out at the end of the combo rather than the start, so a bit of a mess up there by Spirit. And indeed, as you say, Suicide Team, they stay strong top, they move in, and with the pushing power of the Luna, 11 minutes in, they're taking a tier 2 tower away from Spirit.
And they've got good push, while on the side of Spirit, they can't hit buildings. Look at bottom tower. It's more than half HP because they went for that gank mid, doesn't work. Now it's even more awkward for them. Their game plan is just all over the place here.
And this puck is having a tough game. We saw him have a very good Legion performance last game, but this time round, he's just orbing in the places where he shouldn't be and dying very awkwardly. It just seems that maybe not the most confident of puck players. He's making some mistakes.
It's also puck offlane. I'm not really a big fan of it in the offlane right now. I actually am not a fan of the hero right now. And looks like a small DC from the Naga. Biver does get slowed up. Does have Vendetta available though, so he should be fine. But they're going to lose another tier 2, Owen. They have no map control whatsoever.
There is no way you can stop this if you're the lineup of Spirit. There's no puck. You're down a member. You just don't have a team. You have, as you said, is the problem. You have this Invoker and CK that are going for the greed. They just cannot. There's no way they turn up to a fight at this stage of the game. They have to somehow hope and pray that the Suicide team don't try breaking high ground anytime soon.
I think they have to just hope for mistakes.
Yeah.
I think that's the way they're back to get back in the game for Spirit. Their lineup is far too greedy, and even if they get, let's say, just mapping it out, let's say Puck, Blink, and CK gets a big item, right? What's he got? Let's say he has Armlet finished. I know he does.
He's nearly got it.
He's nearly got it. Okay, let's say he has Armlet. Let's say they have Blink. Let's say he has Armlet plus something else. I think still walking into Suicide team's lineup is Suicide. I think if they walk in with any of their team, just take a full head-on-head fight, there's no way they can win the fight versus them. So I'm very concerned for Spirit. Even if they are able to keep their base alive for a bit, I think they're going to be at too much of a deficit.
Yeah, I mean, look at this push. The Mask of Madness Luna shoves in onto another tower. Tier 2 falling quickly. Biver's on the lines. He has got the Vendetta. He's looking for some sort of setup, but there's no way that anyone else follows him in on this, as the tower will be left to leave the game as Suicide team take it out. And getting quite an impressive lead very early on. Suicide team 7k lead at the moment.
They're just going in the rush pit.
And what do? You can't stop this. You can't go anywhere near this 5-man of Suicide team.
I see a line drawn from the Invoker to invade the enemy base. Yeah, they're desperate now at this point to find any type of movements. Free rush for Suicide team. All 3 cores absolutely free farming. Their support's high leveled as well. But Team Spirit, Invoker's got his Midas.
Okay. The start of the comeback game begins. But they're going to need to make sure it's a very long game, Spirit.
Yeah.
Because at the moment, Suicide team are playing it at their own pace and they're forcing Spirit to join along with them on that ride as well.
Yep. 2 sets of lanes fully exposed.
And still unable to finish off this tier 1 tower down bottom, Spirit, despite how hard they try.
They're all in the area, but look at everybody from Suicide. They want to fight.
Yep, Aegis. There's level 12 on the Luna. You've got that second point of the Eclipse. Biver is scouting it out, though. They do know it. Do they have detection? Doesn't look like they're prepared to drop anything down. There's a sentry on Jakiro. A little bit too far away from the Naga on the front, whose smoke was dispelled first. You'll see, setting up for an attempt on Illidan. They do have the slow upon him. They're trying to chase this one down. Moving into position, Velo can use the song to close the gap, but he doesn't need to, as they'll look for the free kill as Biver's left behind on the side. Biver down.
He wanted to just Carapace to save his CK, but his Vendetta actually wore off as he ran in and used Carapace. So he dies very quickly. And Team Spirit still just recovery mode. Don't take a fight, push side lanes, farm jungle, Invoker. You need Aghanims to be a real hero. CK, you need a lot to become a real hero. Uh-oh.
He really does. Illidan is the one that needs the most time this game. There's very little he can do. Sure as you say, if ILTW gets that Aghanims, then at least you've got some sort of a combo to break the push of Suicide team. But the push is so damn strong. They take a tier 2 tower. They've still got the Aegis. They've still got the Eclipse. If they want to try for high ground after this tier 2, they have every reason to do so. They know that they have such a power spike in comparison to Team Spirit's lineup at this stage of the game.
Yeah, I mean, Illidan is, when you're carry, it's 15 minutes in and you're sitting inside your base, game is looking really, really poor.
They need some colossal mess-ups from Suicide Team Spirit if they want to get themselves back in this.
Absolutely. They've got Arcane Puck right now, and he does have Blink Dagger on the Puck, so they do have a way to actually start the fight. But yeah, they need a lot more time. And Invoker now has been forced back to base, has the point booster. But looks like Suicide Team wants to end this. They have a pipe finished on Shashlo. They're just going high ground.
Here we go. How can they put a stop to it? The ghosts come out. You're going to see on the side them try and move in with the ultimate, but there's the Song of the Siren. Looking for the setup. They're moving into the base. They're looking for the perfect angle. There comes the combat out to 2. The Eclipse to follow through as well as they burst down the puck. The rest of Team Spirit forced back. They'll turn their attention towards the tower. Fortification comes out. Now Illidan trying to return fire. Comes in with the Rift. They grab down the Naga, but look at the impetus is flying through. Illidan falling low. Ice Path won't quite catch him. Illidan does manage to keep the distance, get himself out and keep himself alive, but the base is in tatters. They've lost the tier 3. They're moving on to the racks as well. Silas comes out onto 2 from BZZ. They force back, burst down the Nyx Assassin as the Lucent Beam flies through from the Luna. Ice Path catches out Illidan. He's tried to come back into this engagement, but again, the impetus is from Shashlo, forcing him to back off. Dream Coil is down onto 3. They're trying to do their best to jump back in. Sun strikes out. Bam! It connects. The Yule's up there on the Death Prophet, trying to keep herself alive, but the deafening blast from ILTW finishes off BZZ. The melee racks are down though. Team Spirit, they need big kills off the back of this. They get the grab back onto Jakiro with the Rift. He's down. Stun flies through. Shashlo will be surrounded. They rip back into the Enchantress. They're looking for every single possible kill off the back of this defense, and they'll get it. Nature's attendance won't save Shashlo. Team Spirit do find 3 big kills off the defense, but the melee racks are down. The damage was already done, but it is a big big win in terms of gold off the back of that. They did have to expend a buyback on Biva's Nyx Assassin, but it's worth it. They're sort of slowing down a bit of that tempo from Suicide Team, showing that Suicide Team can't just walk in and take any team fight at this stage.
Yeah, being down 1 Rex, not the worst thing in the world. Being down 2 Rexes might get to the point where they're not able to handle it. But yeah, the gold got earned on the heroes that matter. The CK and the Invoker got a good surge of money their way. It's about 1,000 gold to that Invoker Aghanims. And then they can actually look to try and take some head-on fights, because then he can actually throw more than a 2-spell combo. Fiverr.
He's got his eyes on this. He wants to try. He wants him to Riptide. Riptide, he's not doing it. Maybe with the Riptide, Spike Carapace, and the stun and the Sun Strike. I mean, even then, I don't know if it's quite enough damage to bring down this Naga Siren.
He's pretty tanky. I don't think they'd have enough damage.
Yeah. I don't think the numbers would quite work out. If he had the Meteor Hammer, a bit of a different story, but he doesn't quite have that yet, Piper. Aghanims, very close to having it on ILTW. 400 gold, and it will be there. And we saw last fight as well, to be fair. They did a good job at taking the team fight.
Oh, no,
up in the jungle, he's been spotted out. They've got the root upon him. They have more than enough vision, and he doesn't even have the Vendetta to get out of it. So that is him down for 30 seconds.
He's died 6 times already this game. He's half his team's deaths. That is not what you want to be really doing as the Nyx so much this game, but it is really hard when you're getting pushed down and there's not much you can do. Arcane Rune on Death Prophet.
The Dream for the DP.
Let's see what they can do.
The Axe is there, and they have got at least a Reaver coming out onto the CK. Can they hold? Tier 3 is falling fast, as you said. 1 Rack's down they can deal with. Can they deal with 2? Tornado comes out onto the Death Prophet. She's already going to back up. No, she wants to move in. She silences, trying to go for this. But there's the combo. They bring her in. Silence as well. Coil onto 2. The Song is too late. They've already lost the Death Prophet on the side of Suicide Team. They have to get the rest of them out of there. They can't stick around for this fight. With the Phantasms up, Illidan, he's ready to try and look for another grab. They're trying to get the vision, trying to close the gap. Shashlo on the sidelines goes for the TP. He makes it. Stun's not out in time from Biva. This Naga Siren isn't going to be quite as fortunate, or is he? They don't have the setup on the puck. They don't have any further Yules, so they don't have the control. He will get out of there. But again, the defense is successful. And I'm not quite sure what happened there. It looked like the Song just didn't come out in time.
Yeah, I think the Song was just late.
Yeah.
That's about it. Yeah.
It looked like they should have been able to save the Death Prophet, but for some reason, the Song just wasn't coming through before Illidan ripped the Death Prophet to pieces with his Phantasms.
Yeah, just looked like miscoordination as well, because they even threw the Ice Path at the same time as the Sleep, so at that point, it's like, there's no way that we can re-engage, nor did they really want to with the Death Prophet down. But yeah, Spirit, they hold themselves that Rax alive. They didn't deward the base ward that is placed on them, though. And that's something you usually do expect when the building goes down. But yeah, slowly but surely, still a 9k gold advantage, though. They still need quite a lot more on Spirit. But the heart on CK, which is coming out very soon.
Oh, he's got the... How close is
nice.
he?
About 1,000 gold.
Okay. He's closing in on it. They are looking for kills up here.
They gotta be careful. This is not a good place for Spirit to fight. They don't really have anything to gain after this. They have to just make sure their side lanes are pushed in.
Yeah, they have to run. Biva, he's been caught out a few times. He's got to be careful here. He's sort of on the front of it all if they do chase him down. Does have Illidan and FNG nearby him. Dire. Spirit will take a tally. They want to fight this.
This looks a little crazy.
I mean, if they can take someone instantly out of the fight, then it's fine. They'll look straight to the DP. Oh, the Rift, though. No, it dragged him out of the range. The Sunstrike doesn't matter. Death Force enough. Takes him down. The ult's through, though. Eclipse coming in from the Luna as Dai moves forward. He turns towards Illidan. Illidan falling very low. The Illusions of the Naga chasing him down. TP out from the Witch Doctor. Can Illidan survive this? He has got the armor toggling, but the net's in. There's too much damage. Illidan loses his life. A 1-for-1 there. Illidan for BZZ. Moon getting himself out of there with the orb. Will be able to get back to the base. And with the Death Prophet down, A bit of a lacking to the push. There's no exorcism. Oh,
he gets netted.
He does. There's going to be a buyback from Illidan. Stun comes through. He does manage to jump out after Meteor Hammer. Illidan comes in with a TP, looking to commit to the fight. The Sunstrike is on point. They cut down the Naga. Illidan wants to get more done off the back of this. He's brought back. He needs to find more. Drags back Shashlo with the Rift. Shashlo being surrounded. Stun to hold him in place. The Phantasms move in. They cut down the Bambi. Double kill for Illidan. The buyback, was it worth it? Sort of. They get 2 kills.
I think
they are buying more time. They're stopping that push happening.
Yeah,
that's
the big thing. Yeah, I think it was, sure, he may not have gained the gold. He probably still lost some gold out of it, but yeah. I think they needed to do that so they don't lose the racks. Luna versus racks, we've seen what happens. The bouncing of the glaives becomes pretty absurd. And they're actually just able to burst the death prop. They're actually going again aggressive. Look at this. If they can catch the Luna, that'd be massive.
Absolutely. Piver. He's looking for the stun setup. He's going to find it, even when greedy with the Vendetta hit, and it pays off. That is, and look, what? BZZ,
they might get BZZ
he
too.
just walks into this.
Oh, the sleep, okay.
Okay, they've got the sleep meteor combo. Can they actually fight this? They do have the exorcism. They look for the hammer drop onto 2. They get the stun perfectly timed. Ice path to follow through as well. That's Biver and Moon down. The rest of the side of Spirit need to get out of there. Illidan and FNG on the retreat. FNG, he'll head to the left, sort of in a hope to draw them away from the CK. They can't let Illidan die a second time with that buyback off cooldown. FNG, he will be the sacrificial lamb. They have the Yule set up silence. FNG gets cut down, but he does get the space for Illidan to escape. And that was exorcism committed for that.
That's exorcism, yeah, that's what I was going to say. That's the big thing.
If they can sort of keep that engagement out of the base and Suicide Team aren't able to push it around quick enough, again, Spirit are fine with this. They're slowing down the pace.
They are.
Very slowly but surely as this game goes on. Booster travel completed on the Invoker at this stage. They've even got the drums on FNG as he picks up every bit of stats to help out. And Illidan is very close to having that heart finish despite buying back in that last fight.
Yeah. Gets some big talents as well. Level 15 gets that 15 strength bonus. Level 20 is going to be even better to get that pierce immunity once, you know, the BKB is more than likely coming out on Luna very soon. Actually, she has it, so level 20 probably going to be big for CK, but more importantly, has level 15 plus heart at about the same time. So big surge of health. He's going to be sitting around 4K life with Armlet activated. And yeah, like you said, ILTW, big thing about Invoker is getting your levels on top of your Aghanims. It's not just the Aghanims, but he is level 16 on the Invoker. Now has the Forge Spirits, double Forge Spirits as well on top. So they've got some summons as well to tank that Eclipse. But there's a lot to deal with versus what Suicide Team still has. With disadvantage, of course.
And just Sunstrike spamming the Roche pit. Making sure that they don't miss an attempt for the Luna. I mean, Suicide Team, they can do it very quickly. Same to be said for 14 Spirit.
40 seconds, though. There is no sleep and no death profit.
Okay, this is, yeah, absolutely the big time, the big window for Team Spirit to try and abuse. Neither of those ults there, as you say. Phantasm is up for themselves. And out by the pit, you're going to have Biver on the front lines. He's getting the crucial information. They go in with the stun and the Sunstrike. Jump forward from the puck. They burst down 1. Now they're going to look for more. There's a silence on Illidan. He's going to see if he can get the range for the grab, but the net's out. Oh, they go for the blind dream coil. It's not going to catch anyone.
You see what they want to do, though, right? They're just trying to push the side lanes in as much as possible and then get one-by-one pickups to where they can chase like that.
I mean, that was Phantasm expended. That is a long cooldown for Illidan to pop, and they didn't really grab anything.
Oh, yeah, that is pretty bad, actually.
So, with his Phantasm not being there, and Exorcism,
he used Phantasm,
Eclipse and Song going to be there, this, as you said, suddenly it was a window for Spirit to do something. Now, it's something for Suicide Team to look and push the issue. They go into the pit. They know that there's very little chance the Spirit really want to head over without Phantasm.
Yeah, they don't want to fight this without it. No way. I actually was zoned out for a second when I saw him pop Phantasm. Should be able to get it. Sunstrike hits Luna, but they got it just now. They might even just give it to DP. It looks like they were considering it.
I think you want to keep the cheese on the Death Prophet, really. It's better, isn't it? To make sure they can stay alive during that Exorcism.
Fair enough, yeah. Still susceptible to getting bursted because he has died during a stun combo the last 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, stun.
To watch out.
I mean, yeah, if they get the Maledicts to Sunstrike off the back of a stun as well, yeah, that is more than enough to sort of take these heroes down. Yeah. I mean, are there any Glimmer Capes on the lineup of Suicide Team? Could be quite nice against any sort of Maledict combo. No, not at the moment.
Oh, Puck actually gets found on the sides here.
He's going to get out with a very nice blink, and that nice little blink as well. Not the full range straight down into the sidelines. Keeps Moon very much hidden. So he will be okay. 40 seconds until that Phantasm's back, so we'll see if they're able to hold until that magical point. But there's more and more space for LTW. He's level 18 now. He's doing a great job of being where Suicide Team aren't.
Yeah.
So when he does come to the fights now, he has got those good levels.
And an Arcane Rune too, so he can join in. This could be a pretty big. This could be a pretty big rune just for Team Spirit. But they need to get them off of the racks as fast as possible. The Glaives start killing the supports.
They've got the Maledict onto the Luna. Tornado is not really going to catch onto anyone. They put the MP down. Cold Snap as well onto Die, but the Song of the Siren comes through. Moving in. Velo looking for the setup. Die already falling quite low. They've got the Meteor Hammer. Eclipse combo, but no! The Yules was allowed to get out in time by LTW. He's able to keep himself alive. They turn with the stun. You're going to have the buyback straight away from Moon on the puck. The Death Ward out for the sidelines. Die with the BKB moving forward. He's cut down the Witch Doctor. Can they get anything? The Sunstrike not going to connect, but they're able to burst down the edges on the Luna. That's Luna down once. They've lost the Naga Siren. Illidan hitting a bit with the crits, keeping himself alive. He's in the fire though, has to get himself out. Can they keep this CK alive? He's trying to make himself back to base. He will. Illidan will survive. ILTW heading forward, doing his best to try and keep them off the racks, but the racks are already down. They get the racks and the Ghost Walk. ILTW styling on them, keeping himself alive. Illidan goes in. They found fourth. They do lose the racks here. They will lose the Nyx Assassin indeed, as the illusion from the Enchantress stolen from the CK turned across his own teammates. Finally, Shashlo should fall. I mean, they are getting the damage done though. That is racks falling. That it does cost them the whole team going down a Suicide Team. It's hard. I mean, who's happier with this? It's a lot of heroes to lose, but you are getting the racks.
I mean, Suicide's definitely happy with that. I mean, 2 racks is up. That's where it becomes a lot harder because the side lanes are very tough to deal with. That was flashy as shit by ILTW. Did you see that? He was duking him around. He was 200 HP, and rather than using himself and then ghost walking doing defensive, now he uses the Luna while he's getting hit by Impetus. He missed the Sunstrike combo. It would have been really damn cool if he hit it, but got the ghost walk off. Did some really flashy plays between him and between.
I told you about this. I've heard good things.
Stuff.
I've heard good things about him.
Now he's got Cataclysm, a very fun to watch ability that usually does nothing.
It really does do nothing.
But it's really fun to see.
Do nothing. Maybe if there's ever going to be someone to make it work, maybe ILTW can do something nice. I mean, the thing is, it's the Deafening Blast combo that you're looking for.
Yeah, you have
also,
blast.
What's quite nice as well is if you Tornado and Cataclysm, I don't know if you've seen it, it's also incredibly hard to dodge, because if you Cataclysm whilst they're in the air, it Sunstrikes on an air position, so you can't actually see where it's going to land. So we'll see if it goes for those next level plays. By the Shrine, Illidan is being focused here.
Oh, BKB.
Yeah, Die is moving in onto the CK. I don't know if they can keep Illidan alive here. They're trying to get him out. Some good armlet toggling might keep him up. And it's going to be pretty big if they do the Ice Path connects. This sleep's going to be huge. The Meteor Hammer. Can ILTW get out of this one? No, he can't. The stun comes in. He's going to try and turn. Drops down the Meteor onto the mirror images. ILTW now looking to get out of there. CK is down. That's Illidan gone for a minute. So 60 seconds without the CK.
Man, Naga with this Blink Dagger is putting in work. Both situations in the base when he dove in. Got a 2-man sleep into Meteor Hammer there again. 2-man sleep into Meteor Hammer.
So hard to play against. I mean, yeah, Velo's doing a very good job of finding the perfect times. We saw that one mess up top, but other than that, the songs have been on point. And here come the Ghosts. There is buyback now online for the CK. So Illidan can use it if he needs to. Deafening Blast, Sunstrike combo coming out onto one. On the front line, Piver just getting ripped to pieces by the Exorcism. There's the buyback from the CK. They have to keep them off this final set of racks. They can't afford being mega creeped at this stage of the game. Now, with the buybacks, they need to find kills. Piver buying back for this one as well. Team Spirit trying to chase them down. Can they get a grab on anyone? Exorcism's going to be wearing out soon. Silence comes down to 3, and the Eclipse. The Meteor Hammer. Oh, no, it's a trap.
Oh,
Team Spirit walking into absolute nightmare. GG is called. The Meteor Hammer doing it there from the high ground. They just walked straight into it. Perfectly timed. Eclipse was up and ready. And we're going to a game 3 there. Deservedly so as well. Suicide Team with a very impressive performance.
I thought their draft was so much stronger than Spirit. We said it from the start. We were like, Spirit's draft is super greedy. And I think this draft took heavy advantage of that. Yeah. Enchantress, Luna, Death Prophet, Jigaro, all 4 heroes pushed pretty strong, and then throw Naga in to take the fights on your own accord. They set the pace nicely. Team Spirit tried their best to hold it off, but at one point you could see their draft was definitely way greedier.
Absolutely. Well, there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. As it stands at the moment, 1-1 between Suicide Team and Team Spirit. Only one of them, of course, can move forward on the upper bracket. The other will be knocked down to the lower bracket. We'll find out. We'll talk a little bit more about that game and sort out our predictions, even though I believe neither of us are getting any points. So that'll be nice and easy. Don't go anywhere, guys and girls. We are going to have a short ad break, and then we'll be back for Game 3 of Team Spirit versus Suicide Team.